Hello world, it's me once again, Superwoman, aka the writer, Jennifer Cooley. So it's 1:12 on the 16th of February 2021, and I have like $485 in the bank after paying bills. I have no idea where the money for March is coming from. I have literally got 2 weeks to make $1,600 to pay for the house survey for the house I'm supposed to be buying, and to pay the rest of the bills that I'm owing from what just happened with the account and my payment from the work I had being frozen for 2 weeks, plus what needs to pay in March. So that's why I'm starting this whole new revamp thing with the YouTube channel, because now it's time to kick that into gear. It's going to be so fun to watch what happens with the videos I post to the movie stars. Getting to my point of this video, this envelope I've been trying to get out since the weekend. It kept opening, so I had to tape it really good, is going to England. And hopefully I will get this to Prince William and his wife and family. And hopefully part of my documentary story that's really relevant, which makes making it on IMAX extremely cool and important, will finally reach that family. And hopefully that part of my true story, that part of my life, will finally start to unfold and take place. And that would also help fix what this country's done and all the finances and my credit and everything that needs to be completely cleaned off, wiped clean, taken away because of all the wrong things that have happened and all the things that I can never be blamed for or be told that I'm responsible for and need to be held accountable for doing, because what Satan did to do that was absolutely ridiculous. I don't know where people thought that you could go ahead and start a system. Sorry, it's just bill collectors. I don't know where you can go ahead and start a system in a country and not have people notice how wrong it is when you start taking things out on the victim. When everything that bounces and goes wrong, from fraud to theft, like you losing your passport, you keep making the person who's lost their money or their property or ID pay the money to replace the crime the criminal has committed and allow the criminal to continue to commit the crimes. That's the most absurd thing in the world. I'm going to give you 3 different examples right now. In my life on the streets, I've had to do things. I'm still in those categories, but I'm not in those states at that time anymore. So I make money. And sometimes people try to offer you credit card payments or checks. And I got a check and it was legit. The exchange was right and the fee was right, but it bounced when I put it in. I got my money, I think, if I remember correctly. Anyways, it didn't clear. And so I had to shut that bank account down because it came back at me. But I had nothing to do with that. How the hell was I supposed to know a check that I was being paid for my services for would bounce? So I'm not going to pay that. It's not my fault. It being put through my bank and me not knowing that it would not clear cannot be blamed on the person. So all the banks across Canada doing that to people, all those people, they do that too. An apology. They deserve to refund everybody for all the checks that have been criminally and illegally and improperly cleared, bounced on the other end, their money. Because if I've been paid, I deserve to be paid that money. How the bank goes after where it didn't come from is none of the person who got paid's problem. 2, what's the last mention about? Sorry. Limousine. I had somebody order a limousine for me when I was just a girl. I was 19. I didn't order a limo ride. I didn't have a romantic fantasy or vision of needing a limo ride. I didn't know it was going to happen. I do know what happened at some point after the fact, because I asked, where did the money for the limo come from? How did this happen? But there was this guy in between me and the person that ordered it that we sort of buddy friends because of our interactions and activities at that time, our little troubled world. Um, I'm not a criminal. I didn't commit any crimes. I didn't think like that. It wasn't even in my radar of reality. So when I took the ride, I accepted it. It was a limo in Vancouver, in a limo. And where I got to at that point, at the top of the ride, was awesome. So I had a good time. I enjoyed myself. So I later then find out, I don't even know how much further beyond, but one day it is in my credit record that the limo payment did not go through on the credit card that was used because the person who had the credit card that was legit and valid refused to pay for the limo order because he himself didn't order it. But the guy that did order it is the one that ordered it for me, did tell me he ordered me a limo and took me on that ride and told me that he used a credit card to order it. I did not know that later that credit card guy did not know that the limo was ordered. I had assumed that it was talked about and that was permission granted. So I'm mad because to this day, from 19 to now at 46, the outstanding payment for that limo ride is on my credit record because it was in my name that it was ordered for. Again, I'm the person that was being given the gift. I'm not the person responsible for who did it, how it did it, and what happened. Again, the victim is not to blame. You can't make the victims pay for the bills. It's not their responsibility to deal with the criminal activities they don't know about, have nothing to do with. And now, currently, the third one is my passport. How many times I've had my passport stolen from me. I've had to repay that passport sent to send. You have to pay to cancel the one that was stolen. The victim, the person who's been stolen from, robbed of their identity, has to pay to cancel the stolen passport, and then has to pay for new pictures, and then has to pay for a new application. And if it's a rush job for federal ID reasons or for leaving the country, you have to pay even more. So those are just three examples of what's going on in Canada while Justin is in office. And I've spent all his time in office trying to reach him just to get him to read my first movie, to stop him from changing the laws of door-to-door mail and not take it away, so that my movie is not the last movie ever made in the world when door-to-door mail still existed. I don't want to be that history in this. I like door-to-door mail. Most of us do. We like camaraderie, socialization, and people we love more than metal boxes. My goal was to get him to read all this stuff and even maybe help me reach Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. Now I'm just trying to focus on reaching Prince William and his family so that the rest of who I am and my story will unfold and all that debt is cleared, and I don't have to sit here wondering where the money's going to come from in the next 2 weeks over something I've already proven to people I've earned. That's not my only movie. That's not all the money I have. And so it's just baffling how much change this country needs, and that I have to become the person I am in order to elicit the instructions on how to change that. And the country using the devil and their resentment, animosity towards my success of who I am and who I'm born to be, and they're not being that person smart enough, lucky enough, no matter how much education or study they got, they don't have the answers to share as leaders and give like I've got. Well, that's just stupid to say, well, how come I'm not the writer of those poetry books? How come I'm not the writer of that movie? Why am I not the one that's being successful? Why am I not the one that's famous? But if you look at my life on the streets, riddled in drugs and crime and other things, then you would look at the whole story of how much work I did, how far down I was, and how far I've climbed, and what I did to get that high. You wouldn't then want to feel sorry that it wasn't happening to you, because you wouldn't want that stuff happening to you. So I got there because I did the work. I earned where I am. It didn't come to me. I had the ambition and the love and support from my street friends and family to get me there. So I'm going to go out with the 20 some odd dollars I have left and find somebody that will get this to England within that ballpark, because sending stuff to England is expensive. And I have a feeling this time where it's going, the request to make sure it gets to them is going to work, because I've got the um, synopsis and the application stuff in here, giving instructions on where I am on that application, so that it's urgent enough that it will be like, oh, this needs to go to them. So I'll be back, and that's my story. I've got my first video up for the first actor, which is to Christian Slater, on top of this video for the royalty of England. Come rescue me. Somebody save me. And we'll see what happens when I get back. There's more actors I need to make videos for. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Now TV Canada. Superwoman signing off. Just support me. Subscribe and buy my products, and tell everybody else to do the same thing. Thank you. Amen.